And good afternoon. This is Zahirah Weissman with Nonprofit Chat. And today we have the Director of Human Services for Burlington County, Anna Payanzo, and their Community Outreach Coordinator, and that's Zahirah Sabir.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us, Sarah.
Quite welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourselves first, and then we'll talk about all the services that are offered through Burlington County. So who would like to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
I've been director of the County Department of Human Services just over 2 years now. Came on board January 2013 and was part of a complete reorganization of our department. It was actually a creation of a new department that encompassed what's now 6 divisions, spanning from youth services, behavioral health, aging, veteran services, and community development and housing. So it was really a fresh start for the department and a culmination of a lot of the work that I've been doing in the county. I've worked in nonprofit housing development for special needs populations and behavioral health program development over the years prior to that.
Okay. Well, welcome, Zahirah.
And I actually am a newbie as well to the department. I've been with the department for a little bit over a year now. And as the Community Outreach Coordinator, the largest part of my job is providing access to our resources and our services. I go out, I speak at events, I host events, I sit on councils and committees, and I just try to get the word out about a lot of services that go underutilized because of the simple reason that people don't know. And prior to coming to the department, I worked for the state of New Jersey, the state legislature. I worked for the 5th Legislative District as a legislative aide to Assemblyman Wilson, and it was kind of similar to what I'm doing now. I did a lot of casework, constituent work, bill research and history, so it was kind of a good transition because I was working in the community a lot before as well.
Okay. Well, you said some magic words that you do a lot of outreach to let people know about these services that are available to them. And they're paying for them already through their taxes, so
they're entitled to them. Right.
Are most of the services free?
Most of the services are free. Actually, some of them are extremely free and beneficial at the same time. I don't even know of a fee structure for any of the services that we provide directly. We go off of a lot of grant money. We have a lot of state funding, federal funding, county funding. As you said, it's taxpayer funded. So they've already funneled their payment into it. So it's
there are, I will add though, that there are eligibility criteria. So while most of the services are free, there are definitely target populations or target income groups that they're designed to serve. So there are a couple different ways of accessing services. So some are directly funded through our office, and many are funded through partnerships with community organizations and subcontracts, who then manage sort of the eligibility, the screening, and the actual provision of services.
Well, let's start talking about what some of those services are. You mentioned military and Veterans Affairs, which I know is a very, very hot subject now. So what are some of the things that Burlington County does for the veterans?
Well, our Veterans Office is very busy. It's a small staff, and that staff is entirely funded through county taxpayer dollars. But they are tops in the state in terms of accessing disability and pension benefits for eligible veterans. So much of what they do is actually helping folks who are eligible to understand what they're eligible for and to apply for and receive the pension benefits or the disability benefits that they're qualified for. One area in particular that they've been very successful in is helping widows understand what pension benefits they're eligible for. Many don't know. They actually survey obituaries and contact folks if they see veterans who have recently been deceased. They contact their widows and make sure that they understand what they may qualify for as well.
They also, present usually like semi-annually the Medal of Service to veterans throughout Burlington County. So that's also something that people should look into applying for if they have not already received one. And dependent benefits as well.
So they help folks understand what they're eligible for, and they will argue for them if they've been denied a claim and represent them as they go through the application process to to reapply and to get approved.
I know you always hear about the massive amount of paperwork the veterans have to go through to get any of their benefits, and this is what this group is doing, is
Yes.
helping them work their way through it.
Navigate their way through the system, yes.
Great.
And follow up and work with the VA in Philadelphia to make sure, to understand where they are in the process, whether there are specific concerns, and then kind of, correct those concerns.
About how many veterans do you have in Burlington County?
Overall, well, I'll speak to what the office has served.
Okay.
They serve over 4,000 in a given year. Last year, in 2014, and it was over 4,000 folks they assisted in benefits or got connected to services, and they were successful in securing over $15 million in benefits, in new benefits, and then they work with folks on an ongoing basis, and the total number of the total dollar value of benefits coming into the county is over $122,000. I believe Walt was just sharing with us yesterday.
So it circles back.
So
it circles back.
$122 million, I'm sorry. Let me correct myself.
Yeah.
15 million a year.
Just a few extra zeros.
Right. To 15 million last year alone, they were
Right.
able to secure in new benefits coming to eligible veterans.
That is great, because we owe such a debt to the veterans, and to put them through any problems,
Right.
when we should be just thanking them. So it's good that you're doing it.
Absolutely.
Another area that Zahirah and I were talking about before we came on the air is the programs you're putting in place for youth. And what is the issues with youth now that it's so important to focus on them?
Well, one major issue facing youth now is dropout rates. We're facing a lot of students who are just getting dismayed by the process of school and not finding their place there. So that's one thing that we're definitely fighting against, is dropout rates, and getting kids involved and finding their place, their reasoning. Yeah, passion. Passion's a perfect word. And in engaging them.
How bad is the dropout rate in Burlington County?
Well, I'll say it varies based on municipality, and overall, actually, across the state, Burlington County doesn't look is no worse than the rest of the state. It's actually fairly high, but we do have some areas where we have 70% graduation rates in some of our high schools, and then and then 85%, which is still unacceptably low. And I think as we look at youth services and planning for improving the quality of life of our young adults as they become young adults, we don't look at dropout rates necessarily in a vacuum. We don't look at any one issue in a vacuum. We say, okay, where do we have some sort of low high school graduation rates, and then where do we also have high rates of involvement or re-involvement in the juvenile justice system? And so we try to prevent, many of our grant funds and many of our efforts are geared around preventing involvement with juvenile justice or addressing involvement once folks have become involved. And then we look at unemployment as well. So youth unemployment is a significant issue, and where those issues intersect is where we say, this might be an area where we want to pay special attention, and make sure that we have services available that folks can walk into, drop into, stop by, learn about, some job training opportunities, some resources to help them prepare themselves for the workforce. So unemployment is another important factor that we've looked at, and in some of our municipalities we have youth unemployment rates, and that's for youth up to age 24, that are over 30%. So that's something we want to look at. It's tied very closely to not just high school graduation rates, but then engagement in traditional learning systems, whether that's colleges, whether it's even certificate programs. So many of our youth programs are geared toward helping folks who didn't complete high school get their high school equivalency, and then and identify areas of training that they may be interested in. So for some folks, it's not about going back to get the 4-year degree, but it's about understanding what trade you may be interested in, and identifying a certificate program that you would be eligible for, and then getting the support you need to get through that.
That's been a hot button discussion for a lot of people, is that some young people, when they get to college age, really aren't inclined to it, and as a society, we don't really show them an alternative. And what it sounds like you're doing is you're showing them, look, you don't necessarily have to go to college.
Right.
You can have a very fulfilling career doing something else in the skills trade. And it's nothing against the skills trade, because last time you called a plumber, I hate to think what the cost of it was.
Right, exactly. That's why there's the mentorship and apprenticeship aspect of it is key with these drop-in centers, because sometimes, you know, hands-on learning is the best, and kids need to be able to see a physical example of what it is that the options are out there for them.
Now, you just mentioned something, and I know we talked a little bit about it before. What is this drop-in center that you just mentioned?
So I talked about young adults and young folks needing a place to be able to just sort of stop in, get information, get resources. And as we looked at some of the broad issues that cut across our funding sources and aren't tied to any particular objective, we determined that we should really stand up some drop-in centers across in some of our communities. So we have partners, and it's hard to explain drop-in centers without stepping back a little bit and talking about our Youth Opportunity Program,
Right.
Okay.
which is an existing program where we partner with, we have 4 vendors who work with us now, but those are contracts that we reevaluate every couple of years. But we currently have 4 vendors that provide sort of those comprehensive job readiness training, skills workshops, and supervised employment and mentoring services to youth in the community. What we wanted to do was kind of narrow the focus of those services and make them available so that you don't necessarily have to come to the adult job center to understand what you qualify for, that it wasn't such a difficult outreach operation on the part of a select number of staff. So we've asked them to partner with us to develop sites at the Kennedy Center in Willingboro is one site. The YMCA began providing some services at the Burlington City location, and we're working with a couple vendors to identify a location in Pemberton Township where kids can come in and get access to a full range of services that aren't just limited to those job training. It's really focused on job training and job readiness, but there's youth leadership. There's as they evolve, they've just really begun to develop some of the services. But as they evolve, there will be representation and a kind of an advisory board of leaders,
Of youth leaders? Okay.
to direct the planning of the adults who are contracted at, the lead agency that's really kind of the point person for those services. But it will include employment and training services. Some of the prevention, juvenile justice prevention activities that we fund through our office will be redirected to take place there. We have, we've made arrangements for some apprenticeship programs, especially with a focus on accounting skills, to be available through those drop-in centers, and we're working with the college to have some of their workshops and readiness.
When you
workshops
say
there.
accounting skills, you mean financial type accounting?
Financial literacy also as a
Okay.
separate, sort of budgeting skills, how to manage a household budget.
Okay.
But we also have apprenticeship programs for accounting, trades, marketing, kind of related to the accounting field in particular.
All right. We're just about at the time to take our commercial break, so we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Please join us as we continue to talk about the services from Burlington County.
My name is Karonda Jones. I'm the owner of Kitty Academy of Mount Laurel, New Jersey. The 4 pillars of life essentials are developmentally appropriate curriculum, technology, health and fitness, and character education.
They give great attention to each child, and my kids are happy at the end of the day. Academically, exposing them to the state curriculum early, he's getting the exposure with the alphabet and the numbers and reading and writing, so I'm really confident in him going to the next level.
This year they did little pictures with the kids, and they made like popsicle sticks and made their own frames, and it had a little picture. They were holding a picture that said, "I love you, Daddy," and literally that morning I melted. Everybody's friends here. Yeah, it's not like he comes home every day crying about the bully. It's like everyone's buddies.
The worst part about Kitty Academy is trying to get my kids to come home. At the end of the day, they have so much fun.
For independent living for seniors age 62 and over, People Inc. offers safe, maintenance-free apartments across Western New York. The affordable rent is income-based. For more information, call People Inc. Senior Living at 817-9090.
Looking for a cooking oil with a light flavor and reduced absorption so food preserves its natural flavor? One with a high smoke point for stir-frying, sautéing, grilling, and baking? Then choose all-natural Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil, imported from France. Grapes have been a key ingredient of the healthy Mediterranean diet for years. Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is the chef's choice for high-heat cooking, grilling, stir-frying, sautéing, or even deep frying. And Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is great for baking too, because its delicate taste does not overwhelm the flavor of cakes, cookies, and other favorite recipes. A key traditional ingredient of the Mediterranean, grapeseed oil is a rich source of vitamin E antioxidant and naturally gluten-free. Buy imported Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil today and find great recipes at Pompeian.com.
Wait, don't let this happen to you. At Jan Fence, we're family owned and operated for over 50 years, providing a wide choice of fencing. Why wait online at the big box store? Just call Jan Fence. Ask about our Easy Fence to Go products by Active Yards, the first truly do-it-yourself fence product.
At Jan Fence, we always do what we say. Come see us today.
Step into an extraordinary world that will excite your senses. Experience our delectable Mughlai cuisine and the magic of tandoori savoir-faire. Let our international award-winning team delight you with a taste of heaven. Enjoy our mouth-watering flavors and our unique flair for excellence. Savor the elegance of fine dining and catering. Shazam Restaurant. Indulge your taste buds.
And we're back. This is Zahirah Weissman with Nonprofit Chat, and today we have the Burlington County Department of Human Services. We have their director, Anna Payanzo, and also Zahirah Sabir. Welcome back.
Thank you.
When we took a break, we were talking about your plans for these drop-in centers for youth. Zahirah, how are you reaching out to the kids to let them know that these services are available to them?
One is partnerships with some of our community partners. One big one is Faith in Action. Dr. Amy Dean, we work closely with her with a lot of our youth programs. Coordination is key. Also, anytime I go to an event and I speak about the resources that we provide, that's something that I would definitely touch on, especially when we're dealing with such venues such as the library, who's dealing with kids every day. We try to get our pamphlets, brochures, everything out to our partners so that they're also handing these out to students and young people that they're interacting with on a daily basis. So even if I can't be there physically, I try to get the word out in various ways.
So if somebody would like you to come out and speak, just call you, right?
Yes, just
and
call
we'll,
me.
at the very end, we'll get your phone number out, your website, everything else.
Exactly. I'm available and willing, definitely.
Okay. What are some of the other services that are offered through the Department of Human Services?
Well, we talked, we touched on a few targeted areas. Our aging office is also very busy. They work with many community partners, but they run the Meals on Wheels program.
Okay.
They have congregate nutrition.
Now,
programs.
what's congregate nutrition? That's something I haven't heard of before.
Congregate nutrition sites.
Okay.
Right. So they have so we have 4 sites across the county where folks who are not quite at the level of need as someone who would get a home delivered meal, but are interested in participating. It's for seniors ages 60 and over, and they're invited to come to for lunch. That's a hot lunch that's served at any of these 4 sites. If they have transportation needs, we do partner with a senior and disabled transportation provider to help them get there. And they all operate 4 days a week, so they're able to come not just get lunch, but have socialization. They have various activities from from bingo to holiday parties. We're looking forward to a luau in May.
Contest.
We have a big, last year we had a senior prom in May for Older Americans Month. So there's always celebratory events over the course of the year. But then every day, like Wednesday's bingo day at some of the sites, or, so it varies.
Fund managers get very creative with
They
those
indeed
sorts of
do.
things.
I was going to ask, are you teaching them social media?
That's a good question.
Not as much as perhaps we should. If there's an interest, it comes up, and we certainly try very hard to make use of social media to market what we're doing. We are active on Facebook. Our website was recently redesigned, and we have sort of we're able to post sort of upcoming events and have a banner for pictures from recent events. So it's an exciting way to interact with the community.
I know a lot of the younger people were getting off Facebook because their parents and grandparents were getting on.
And their county governments are getting on. So, right, it's become very institutionalized in some ways.
And again, how is the word getting out for the seniors to know about these programs?
The aging office actually has another person who goes out into the community specifically for people who would benefit from Office on Aging products. So we're talking about our 60+ population and our disabled population as well. So their aspect is a little bit different because they have very targeted areas that they go out to, but I mean, even with our nutrition sites, we get out the word with all of our programs there. We have speakers there, a nutritionist who comes and discusses diet and exercise habits, and everything that we're working on, we try to get and we try to share.
I know one thing that's been key, and we're seeing more and more shift away from the reactive medicine, for lack of a better term, where it's help the person get well after they get sick,
Right.
towards the preventative. Here's good eating habits, here's how to
Absolutely.
take
Right.
care of yourself, exercise, so on and so forth. So there's a whole shift in that area.
That's an important point you bring up, because we're very active in the county's Health Starts Here initiative, which was really rolled out last year. We work closely with the health department, which is the lead department, but we work with community partners. We've been able to begin some free fitness programs for adults and for youth. There are sites in Burlington City and in Willingboro at their Kennedy Center. And they're working on a flag football league, I think, for the spring. And I know in Pemberton and in a couple other communities. And so through that initiative, they've been reaching out. Our aging office our nutrition sites have been a location. They have a sit-fit program that they've recently implemented. And then we also, through the aging office, fund a physical fitness program through the YMCA. So seniors are able to go and get, they do, I think water aerobics is a component, there's some other components. So a lot of it is geared toward wellness and preventative health and just ongoing healthy living. We also have, I don't want to forget to mention, there's been a Healthy Kids Heroes component to that, which is really partnering with local restaurants to get their menu certified as healthy. And so we have a list of Healthy Kids Heroes, and those who haven't met the standard have made some modifications to their menus to make them determined healthy, and then they're listed as.
Okay. So it's healthy, and they also made sure it tastes good too,
Right,
right?
exactly. Yes. And they're fun and
Okay. Well,
and creative.
Unfortunately, believe it or not, we're just about out of time. So how does somebody find out about your services, take advantage of your services?
There's several ways to get involved. Go to our website,
Which is
www.co.burlington.nj.us.
Okay.
So that's
Let's repeat it again, please.
www.co.burlington.nj.us.
And that takes you to the Human Services?
It takes you to the entire
county
website. And you can directly get to the Human Services tab from there.
Okay.
It's listed under the departments.
And is there a central number for Human Services also that they can call?
There is. It's 609-265-5655. 5800,
Okay.
and they could get to any of our divisions that way.
Okay, again, repeated, so everybody ran to get the pencil.
609-265-5800. And if anybody was interested in having me come and speak about the resources that we provide, they can actually reach me directly at 609-265-3129.
That's your direct number?
That's my direct line.
Okay.
And we'll be very present at a number of community events throughout the summer, especially.
Yes.
Our senior nutrition program and senior farmers market vouchers are dispersed at those sites throughout the summer. So we'll be around at your community events, at the county fair, at the county farm fair. There's a number of places you can encounter us face to face.
Oh yes, we also have our annual Outstanding Women of the Year awards coming up. And Burlington County actually leads the way in women in leadership. So a lot of the county employees who represent those women in leadership are going to be recognized this year at our dinner. And we also present awards to women who are, we call them Outstanding Women of Burlington County, but people who are champion for women throughout the community in various ways and aspects. So, and we give out 2 scholarships. So.
Oh, that's great. Well, I want to thank you again for coming on air with us.
Thank you for having us.
so much.
You're
Absolutely.
welcome. This is Zahirah Weissman. If you need help with your strategic planning, policies and procedures, succession planning, or putting measures in place to say to your funders, we truly accomplished what we said we were going to do, please feel free to reach out to me. My website is www.idea-innovations.com. Thank you very much and have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.